What's good, world? Easily done. Back at it. Fanatics. Day 35. Um, it's August, mid-August, 2024. All us guys who know what time it is know what time it is. It's about that time. It's football. Is around the corner. Football season around the corner. You know what I mean? I've been watching. I like this show called Speak, right? With Ocho, and sometimes it'd be Joy Taylor, LaShawn McCoy be on there. Oh man, I forgot my name. My man named receiver. He used to play for Green Bay. You feel me? I always forget somebody's name, man. You know what I mean? I used to smoke a lot of weed. I don't smoke no more, and that's why like memory game toe up. Anyways, that's not the point. The point was I watched the show because they do a lot of football analysis on there, and I'm watching a lot of it because I'm trying to get up to speed on what's going on, what's about to happen in this upcoming NFL season. I'm a college football fan too, as you can see, defending champs. You see it, stay behind my flag. You know what I mean? By my representation, because I've been a Michigan fan since I was a jitterbug, 30 plus years. Suffrage, and we finally got over the top. The whole world hating, but that's another topic. All this we filming plays and or whatever signals, man, whatever, man. Y'all don't like how we winning because we're not what is the new modern football. We play old school football in Michigan, run the ball and defense. That's not what they want to see. They want to see throwing touchdowns and let's play basketball on a football field. Man, we ain't on that. We ain't on that. We know the fundamentals of the game. Defense, time of possession. You know what I mean? Run the ball, great defense. And we finna do it again this year. We finna be right back in your chest this year. I don't know. I ain't gonna say we're gonna win it, but I think we're gonna be very good again. But that's not what I came on here for. I came on here for, let's talk about this draft, man. Let's talk about some of these key names that really we already passed the draft. The rookies to watch for from this past draft. You know what I mean? Caleb Williams. Let's just get to Caleb. That's why I love that show, right? Because they were talking about Caleb and you got people talking about, first of all, part of the reason why C.J. Stroud did what he did this past season was because nobody saw it coming. We all knew C.J. was good. He was a number 2 pick in the 2023 draft. He was an outstanding quarterback at Ohio State. You know what I mean? I mean, he did. He won like 85% of his games. Might be damn near 90%. Dominant too. He did have great receivers while he was there. Marvin Harrison Jr. Your boy that plays for Seattle right now. Garrett Wilson. Ohio State's been stacked to deck when it comes to talent. That's that point I make. You know what I mean? They're the number 2 team already coming in. We're not gonna talk about college. We're gonna get that on another episode, right? Matter of fact, that's the next one. We're gonna do the top 25. They already done released the rankings, so I might drop these back to back. So Caleb Williams, Chicago. I love what Chicago doing. They drafted this kid and they're committed to giving them an effort, even though what I don't like what Chicago did was how they did Justin Fields, who you did draft highly about 3 years ago, but you didn't give him the same type of effort as far as putting talent around him as you do in Caleb. So, and I'd feel like Justin was showing upside before because you're getting this number 1 pick. You're so committed, you know what I mean, to surrounding Caleb with talent. You would have put that kind of effort behind Justin. Justin might have gave you the same type of results you're expecting from Caleb. I mean, let's be honest. You know what I mean? Chicago, sometimes franchises stick to their MO. Chicago is like Pittsburgh. They love defense. They like to run the ball. They NFC North type of style. But NFC North, like Green Bay, don't play like that. Green Bay's been invested in quarterbacks. They've done that. They've done that the last 20 years, 30 years. Brett Favre, then they got Aaron Rodgers, and they drafted Aaron when they had Brett. Because they had Brett, they made Aaron sit a couple years. Then when Aaron was ready, they let Brett go because they didn't have time to wait for when the Brett was going to retire. Now you got Jordan Love, and they did the exact same thing they did to Brett with Aaron. They did Jordan Love to Aaron in the same process. They drafted Jordan. They developed him while Aaron was playing, and when it was time to let Aaron take over, Jordan, excuse me, Jordan Love take over. Jordan Love, and he started out slow this season, this past season, 2023 season, but boy, the way he finished, and he finished so well, they made him the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. That, off at 9 games, not even the whole season, because he didn't look good the first half of the season. He was still, a deer behind headlights. Now he looked like an all-pro for a few games. We're going to go ahead and pay him make him the highest paid quarterback per year, as far as what he gets paid per season. Jordan Love. That's crazy, because Jordan Love is not even in the top 10. But he's nice. He's got potential. But I guess that's what they do now. They're basing contracts off potential. That's another conversation. You know what I mean? I don't even know if I want to do a whole entry on that. I might just mention that in another conversation, because you got a lot of quarterbacks got money this offseason. Trevor Lawrence, he's right behind Jordan Love. You know what I mean? Both these guys are getting paid more than a proven guy like Joe Burrow. That's crazy, you know what I mean? But we do stuff off potential and the need to have that quote-unquote franchise quarterback under contract. And when you got that potential behind their name, the hope, the upside conversation, you got a bag coming. Straight up, you got a bag coming. So, Caleb Williams, potential. He was nice coming out of USC. He was nice when he was at Oklahoma. His story is outstanding. It is. How he wasn't a starter at Oklahoma at first, and then the starter wasn't performing to standard, especially after they didn't have all this quarterback success at Oklahoma. They put him in there, and he never looked back. Then the coach at Oklahoma, Lincoln Riley, go to USC. Caleb go with him. He go over there to USC, win a Heisman. His junior year, I don't think it was his senior year. I think he left as a junior. It might have been his senior year. This last year at USC, though, not the Heisman year, the year following, USC underperformed. They went 8-5. They were preseason top 10, top 15, but they underperformed. They didn't have no defense. Caleb put up numbers again, but his defense was garbage. But that ain't got nothing to do with nothing, because he still went number 1 overall in the draft. And they knew that going to the Heisman season. Once he was eligible or decided to go pro, they knew he was going to be number 1 pick. And now they're talking about this kid see, and I think this is the problem. They're doing a lot of C.J. Stroud comparison. But the thing about C.J. was he wasn't getting this type of notoriety before the season last year. Yes, he was a number 2 pick, but you're giving Caleb he's already an all-star conversation. I'm don't do that, because he's still a rookie. He might not perform great. He might do some things, but he might make rookie mistakes that take away all the good he does. So before we give him all these accolades, that's why I don't I love the draft, but I don't pay that much attention, because we got to wait to see what they're going to do, point blank, period. I'm not going to give an expectation of no rookie. I want to see where you go, because there's potential, but it's still we got to wait and see what you're going to do. It's like how I mentioned my Wolverines earlier. My quarterback, our national champion quarterback, J.J. McCarthy. You know, the biggest recruit we've had in Michigan in years. He got drafted high in the first round by the Minnesota Vikings, and unfortunately, he just suffered a knee injury that took him out for the season. But Minnesota like what they see. But as a Michigan fan, and I know a lot of my Michigan fans are going to agree, JJ, I didn't think he was ready to go pro because we didn't win a championship because of him. He didn't lose games for us, but our running game was why we won that championship. You know, he looked good early in the season when we were playing lesser opponents, but once we started playing tough opponents, we did not lean on that boy. We leaned on our running game because he showed discrepancies in his game. He showed that he wasn't all the way there yet. So I personally thought he needed another season, but I know why he left. He left because our coach left. Our coach went to the NFL, so he went with him. Not on the same team, but Jim Harbaugh went to the NFL. JJ wanted Jim to be there. If Jim would have never left, JJ would have stayed, no question. Because then I'm not gonna say he would have been the number one pick, but he could have tuned his game up. You know? But now he hurt. But in my opinion, God works in mysterious ways, right? Because now he out for the season. I wouldn't have played him anyways this year. Like I would have did the Mahomes approach with him, the Carson Palmer approach. Like, I drafted you, but I want you to sit a year. I don't care what happens on the field. Like, I need you to watch tape. I need you to, do our drills that are going to get you ready to play when we're ready to play you. Because the dude got potential. Like, that's why I would love to see him play one more year in Michigan, because he can run. He got an arm. He get that put together. Oh man, the sky's the limit. And Minnesota's a great franchise. Like, they're a great franchise, and right now they're on the rise too. You got Jefferson over there. You got Addison. You got Hawkinson. They got an offer. They just need a quarterback, but the weapons are there, ready. Like Minnesota, like they knew what they were doing picking McCaffrey, but now they got to wait a season, and they got to see what they're going to do with the guy who's going to play now. Now he's out. You know what I mean? And then another situation that's funny too, speaking of Minnesota, Kirk Cousins go to Atlanta, but the Falcons take a quarterback in the draft after they already signed a free agent, big name franchise, which you got to start because you done paid them big money. Michael Penix Jr., who went to the championship game, played my Wolverines. They lost, but he could have damn near won the Heisman. You know what I mean? You could have gave it to him. You draft him behind this. I don't understand Atlanta's logic. I spoke about this before in their entry. I don't know what in a Fanatics episode. I don't know what Atlanta doing. I don't personally. Some people like it. Not me. You can't. I feel like it's a wasted movement. Why go get the free agent and then draft high like that and create a controversy? Me personally, because there's going to be a good quarterback class. Like, college football is elevating. These dudes are coming out of college now. You got a class coming up with some names in it. Deion Sanders, Shadir Sanders coming out. Quinn Ewers out of Texas, he's nice, coming out this year. You know what I mean? You got names coming right. Carson Beck out of Georgia. You got some dudes coming right back this year. In this, it's not gonna stop. I mean, this last quarterback class was nice though. The 2023 class was extremely, or is it 2024? It might be 2024 draft. I might be tripping. 2024 draft. They nice, you know what I mean? But boy, Shadur, Beck, and Ewers are all gonna be fire. I watched all three of them boys play. They all three nice. That's just three. I know there's others I'm not mentioning. Guys that are on that list is who's gonna be in this draft. Like, pretty soon, all our OGs, it's gonna be a whole new crop of quarterbacks in the NFL. If you are older quarterback, you better stay on point because these young boys coming. They come and take over the NFL. This new breed. You got, speaking of, like I don't understand the move Atlanta made, getting a franchise and then drafting high and get quarterback. So now, I don't know how long they're gonna keep Penix on the bench for they play Cousins. Let's talk about the one that did win the Heisman, Jaden Daniels at LSU and the Redskins. See what I'm saying? And man, this kid, you gotta love him because he got the underdog story. He was at Arizona State. He was all right at Arizona State. He's very solid. But then he transfers to LSU and just is outstanding over there. Puts up numbers, running and throwing. You know what I mean? And now he's about to be he was a number 2 pick. I mean, he worked his way into all that. Because after he won the Heisman, I don't know if he won it and then stayed or won it last. No, he was in the race the first year. It was LSU 2 seasons. He was in the race. People weren't talking about his NFL stock like that, but then the way he played the Heisman season, that boy blew up on the NFL stock, became the number 2 draft pick right behind Caleb. I like where he's at because he's not getting the same. He don't have that same microscope on him like Caleb. Just that's far of a gap, I guess, between being the number 1, number 2 pick. But you still the number 2 pick. Washington's a good franchise. They got Super Bowls under their belt. If you don't know what, Washington got a few of them things. They done won 3, 4 Super Bowls. I think 3. Yeah, the NFC East got Super Bowls. You got the Giants, the Cowboys. Every team in that division done won a couple of Super Bowls except for the Eagles, and they're a threat to win if anybody gonna win one again soon in that division, it's them. But anyway, Jaden Daniels he was outstanding at LSU, running and throwing. Washington is a winning franchise. They've been waiting on a quarterback like this too. Nobody's talking about him. See, that's the part that's why you got to watch them ones because nobody's talking about him like Caleb. All right. Then you got your boy Bo Nix. You got Bo Nix and Drake May. Bo Nix, I'm hearing good things about in Denver. I don't like how Denver did my man though, Russell Wilson. Like they act like that man trash. Russell Wilson is a Hall of Fame quarterback. Even though I'm not a fan of what Seattle did with that Super Bowl loss and tried to make Russell the star when really Marshawn Lynch, they running back, was the man. Should have got that handoff. I don't know how many times I can't tell if you don't know, I'm a stupid. I don't do conspiracies about a lot of things, but that Super Bowl loss the Seattle took when not giving Lynch that ball at the 1. You can't even make me talk enough about how much I feel like that's a conspiracy. Anyways, Russell eventually leaves Seattle and go to Denver, but Denver, after he had a terrible year the first year, but second year he bounced back. They still don't like him. They get the new coach, and he don't want Russell over there. So they let him go. They draft Bo Nix out of Oregon. They like him. Bo Nix played a lot of college football. Remember, he was at Auburn, SEC, and was starting to look real good at Auburn. But then Auburn fired their coach, so then he transferred and goes to Oregon, has a Heisman caliber season himself. Oregon was nasty last year. Easily could have been in the mix for a playoff run. You know what I mean? In a 14 playoff college football. I don't know if they're gonna. I'm pretty sure he's gonna start because they don't have the same situation like Atlanta. They don't. Their number 2s are guys that really ain't done nothing. You might as well just go with the rookie. Let Bo go out there and learn. He got potential because his dad was a quarterback at Auburn. He's got quarterback pedigree in him, so he's got potential. But then you got Drake May with the Patriots. Drake was been talked about being drafted just like Caleb, just like Jaden, like since when he first got to North Carolina. Everybody was like, who's this kid? He looks nice. He's NFL. But I'm not hearing good vibes from the Patriots organization about what they got. I don't know. You never know, though. He might outperform. And that's the beauty of watching the game. I feel like North Carolina underperformed too last year, and he underperformed. Once the lights were on him, he didn't look all that. When we didn't know who he was in college, he was killing them. But once they started showing their games on TV, they were getting blasted, man, and he wasn't looking good. So he might not be ready, but I don't know. I might be wrong. We could. I'm not gonna go into other positions. I guess these quarterbacks were the mainstays. There was a great receiver group that went pro. Marvin Harrison Jr., Malik Neighbors plays with the Giants. Marvin Harrison Jr. with Arizona. Udozi. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. Out of University of Washington, playing with Michael Penix. He's at Chicago with Caleb. All three of them are blue chip. Brian Thomas, who played with Malik Neighbors at LSU, is with Jacksonville. I love him. I think that's a sleeper. It's always guys that do well when nobody expects them to. It's easy to perform without them expectations. But there's some guys, like I think Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be nice, but he's got the whole world watching him because he was such a great receiver at Ohio State. But I'm excited for this season because I feel like the NFL's wide open. Even though a lot of people, Kansas City, they're not finna win 3 in a row. I'm saying now. It's documented. They're not going to win 3 in a row. I'm mad they won the second one. I'm a 49er fan. Feel me? The same way I got my Michigan. Don't sleep. Okay? Yeah. I my college team, my pro team. I'm a 49er fan. It still hurts. I'm not saying like they deserve to win, but damn it, man, if we shouldn't have won that game, if we would have been, it's like we were against the world. How can we beat Taylor Swift and Kelsey and Mahomes on every commercial? Man, boy, y'all letting us know who y'all invested in. But I ain't gonna say nothing else. You know what I mean? So you got me, I'm gonna say it now, you got me fucked up. Kansas City is not winning 3 in a row. They're not going to beat the Dallas team in the 90s and do what they didn't do. I don't see it. Even though everybody want to, people want to give him the chance. No, man. They're not that great. They're great. They already went back-to-back. Mahomes already got 3 Super Bowls. Kelsey got 3. He was there for all 3 of them. Chris Jones on defense got 3. But it's wide open. Because I feel like the Chargers, my man from Michigan's over at L.A., the Chargers are going to compete in that division. He brought to bring that old school back. He going to have that defense banging. Watch what I tell you. The Chargers defense, because he kept all them. He kept all the defensive guys, again, big contracts, because he's a defensive guy. He knows he can make that work. He got rid of the receivers and went and replaced and drafted in that position. He knows he needs defense, and he's already got names. He just got to coach them up. Trust me, the Chargers are coming. They're not gonna win nothing. They're just gonna throw off Kansas City alone, because they've always been their rival. Them boys, there's been so many times both of them been good. You know what I mean? At the same time, but this is my little sort of preseason Fanatics episode of the NFL coming up. We're going to do college football because the rankings and Ben came out. I'm jumping right back and doing that. I might do that tomorrow. But listen, I'm excited. Football is around the corner. We love football. Hopefully this new tackling rule, we ain't talked about that, does not destroy the game. Because I'm a defensive guy. I love offense. I like offenses earning their touchdowns against good defenses. Don't make the game soft where you want to see touchdowns and defense can't do shit. That you're trash for that. Because football fundamentally is one with running the ball and defense, solid quarterback play. There's not a lot of quarterbacks that just win it off their shoulders alone in the NFL. Kansas City just won a Super Bowl. The same discrepancy, whatever I want to say about them. Their defense was very good, and that's what we slept on. The same way Tampa Bay beat them in the Super Bowl a few years back, their defense was very good. Like, defenses wins championships. But we gonna end it on that note. Easily done. Fanatics. Fuck with your boy.